Hello, lovely people. I am Kristy Renee Olbst, holistic healer, and today I'm going to walk you through how to find your birth chart, your astrological birth chart. Really starting to tap into the codes, the energy, the frequency of your birth chart is such an enlightening and amazing process. It can be a little bit confusing to get started, which is why I have my aligned astrology workbook helping you to unleash and unlock your authentic self. So we're not out there living by the standards of other people's rules and ways of being. We're really, truly starting to come into a deep, authentic alignment with ourselves and our highest timeline. So if you haven't already got that, if you've just found this video on YouTube, head to the description button below and make sure you go and download that Aligned Astrology workbook. There is a bunch of amazing stuff in there, along with this video teaching you how to find your birth chart and really helping you to understand more of who you are and start to really put all the pieces together on this incredible cosmic journey that you're about to engage in. So we are going to, I'm going to change my screen around a little. Here we go. So you're going to open up a browser on your phone or your laptop. Laptop's probably a little easier, but you can do this on your phone. And you're going to type in astro.com, hit enter. There's lots of places you can find free astrology birth charts, but I find this one to be one of the best. Once you're here, you're going to hit charts and calculations. If you are on your phone, you're probably going to have to like scroll down a little bit to find charts and calculations. So go ahead, hit that. And what we're going to do today is hit the extended chart selection. So I want you to go ahead and hit that as well. This is, we agree. This is a free site. You can actually like create a profile here and yeah, go through it like that so you can keep coming back and checking it. But for visitors, with please log in. Okay, we're a new visitor. So accept. We're just going to make something up here, guys. So obviously, you can put your first, your last name, gender, all the bits and pieces. You can actually even make a birth chart for an event for your business. So lots of cool things. But we're just going to make some stuff up. We're going to go, oops, hang on, hitting the wrong buttons on my screen. We're going to go Jane, female. We're going to go 15th of, let's just, August. And we're going to go 1982. There we go. So you'll pop your birth date, month, and year in here. Then you'll go down to the hour that you were born. Now, this is a very important thing to know is when you were born, because this will set up your ascendant, which we'll talk about in a minute. And the ascendant sign is really important piece to who you are. It sets up your whole housing system. It's the most important kind of personal point on the chart because you could be born on, and you probably know people that are born on the same day and the same month as you. You know, everyone's a Taurus sun or a Gemini sun or whatever sun that was born around your time. And even people can have the same moon times and all the other planetary times, planetary placement, sorry. But the ascendant is, it moves so fast. Like every couple of hours, we're changing signs. And so this is the piece that makes you uniquely you. Now, if you don't know your birth time, you can hit unknown. It won't be exact. Even if you've got a rough idea, go and pop that in for now and know that you can always, always, always reach out to an astrologer, to myself, get a reading, and actually find out more exacts of the time. I've done this for many people who have never been able to find out their birth time, and we've worked together to really nail this down, and the system works. You can find out your birth time. So right now, we're just going to say Jane here was born at 10:36 a.m. in the morning. We're going to say she was born in Australia, in Perth, Western Australia. That'll come up. You'll click that. Now you're going to hit this show hide extended settings. Actually, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to continue first. Oh, we've got to bear with me, guys. I just have to just going to pause this and this video for a sec and put some actual details in. All right, we are back in action, guys. So I just had to put a password in, put a bunch of info in. So if this is the first time you've used astro.com, it will ask you to set up a profile. But what happens is you'll be brought to this page, extended chart selection, after you put your initial details in. Now, this is where it gets really cool. We've made Jane, our beautiful person here, we've got her details in there, our imaginary person. And then we're going to go to, where are we going to? Here we go, Zodiac and houses. You're going to hit, now there are a bunch of different systems. For a while on my astrological journey, I played with a lot of different systems. I kept very open, very fluid with the types of systems, and I watched for a long time with what was going on with big transits and what was happening in my life and what made most sense. Also, as I've developed more along my astrological journey and dive deeper into study, I am a massive fan of more traditional astrology, more ancient astrology. And so there is a lot of incredible things to say that whole signs houses is the one to use, and that is what I've settled on. So use your intuition, play around, but if you trust me, you want to get started, whole sign houses is a good one. It also makes it very, very easy to actually figure things out. So you can also come down here and add lots of different extra things if you want. There's all these extra, if we want to add Chiron in there, we can add that. Lots of extra points that you can pop into your chart, but we're going to keep it pretty basic for now. Once you've hit whole sign houses, you're just going to hit show the chart. And then that's going to bring us up to Jane's chart. Now, in the Aligned Astrology workbook, a big thing that we're talking about is our sun, our moon, and our rising, our big three. The whole chart is important. The whole chart is you. Even here, we've got all these empty spaces. This doesn't mean that you don't have all of these aspects in your chart. Every single piece of the sky, every single zodiac affects you and impacts you, right? It's just there are different combinations of things, and there are certain points, especially when you're getting started, that are great to focus on to really get into this whole game. So you'll see 1 to 12 around here. These are the houses, all of these little slices of pie, and they all represent different areas of life. And that gives us a bunch of different information. We can see around the outer circle here are all the zodiac symbols. Now, you are probably very familiar with your own sun sign. This is a big thing that people get stuck with a lot too, is oh, I'm my sun sign, but I don't really feel like my sun sign. And that is because, you are literally the whole sky. So here are all the zodiacs. And then all of these little points here are your planets and other little points on the chart that are important. So when we are looking for the ascendant, we look for the AC. Sometimes it's also represented as the AS. You will, and this is always the first house, right? Your ascendant is again, that's that very sensitive point when the sun was rising over the horizon at the exact time you were born. Whatever sign that was moving through is your ascendant, and that makes up a big, huge piece of you. Download the workbook to start learning about this, but your ascendant is always in your first house because your first house represents you. So you'll find your ascendant and you'll look over and you'll see that that is Scorpio. Obviously, this is already written up here as well, Scorpio. And then we look to our sun sign. And again, in the workbook, I literally have all the planets and everything there, so you can start figuring this out. The sun sign, we look here, and that is Leo. This also says that up here. 1 second, getting a million things happening at once. And then we're going to go over. And then the other thing that we are looking at is the moon sign. This is another really important part. So, moon symbol here. So, we can see Jane's moon is in Gemini. So, a lot of people, yeah, they don't feel like their sun sign. And there can be many reasons for that. There can be other planets, all these little lines or aspects, other planets that kind of communicate and color these signs that make things difficult. Sometimes they're in certain houses that make them not as strong, certain signs is not as strong. Like there is a lot that really goes into astrology. But one of the main things is knowing if you're a day chart or a night chart. The sun and the moon are both luminaries, and whether you're a day chart or a night chart is whether the sun and or the moon is like your leading luminary. So how we find that is we look for the ascendant, and this will create a line with the ascendant and the descendant. We can't see the descendant there, but it's this little exaggerated blue line. So that will be at 9 degrees Taurus because it's exactly the opposite to the ascendant in the seventh house. So if the sun is above that point, which it is here, it means the sun is the light leader. And so the sun, Jane should feel pretty Leo-y. The other thing is if it's under, so if we're born at nighttime and the sun is down here in this part of the chart, it would make our moon our light leader. And I've got a lot of clients like this that have, never felt like a Leo sun. And when we've actually discovered, oh, well, you're a night chart, and I've actually explained one client I'm thinking of right now is a Pisces moon. When I explained her Pisces moon to her, she just got it. And her ascendant, actually, like even more so than her sun. Now, there were a lot of other things kind of highlighting and impacting that area of her life, which made her struggle to really embrace that Leo sun. And she's actually doing now. This is the beauty of astrology. But that can be a huge, huge ticket. Now, every single planet has an agenda, has a meaning, has something it kind of controls and shares with us. And all of our planets get colored by the character of the sign and activate more a certain kind of area in our life. Like I said before, when you've got nothing, right? So these houses have nothing. This is another question I get a lot is like, oh, well, these parts of my life must be dead or something. That's not true. The fourth house, for example, is home and family. There's a lot of significations. Again, hit the workbook up, but Aquarius colors our home and family life. So just because there's no planet here, we've still got a sign that kind of anchors and represents a little bit of that home and that family. We can also look to this is getting a bit intense, but also look to the planet that rules the sign and pull more information. So, traditional ruler of Aquarius is Saturn. So, we can even look to here to find more information about home and family. So, yeah, lots and lots of amazing things that you can do with astrology. The sky is constantly moving and changing. So, this is Jane's birth chart. I'm just going to hit this with transits. So this is going to bring us, see the green on the outside. This is exactly where the planets are at this point of time of recording this in the sky. And so we can see that all of these planets will be potentially impacting certain other areas of Jane's chart. Right now, the moon is landing right on her Venus. She might be really in the feels around love, relationship, community, connection, making art. She might be very creative at this time and really be feeling a lot around that or wanting to do things. So this is a whole nother layer to understanding your chart. I run monthly full moon personalized readings and rituals for people where we literally break all of this down and see how the full moon is impacting certain areas of their life. I send weekly emails out to people talking about the astrology collectively of the week. So and also, as you'll see on my YouTube channel in the live section, there will be a bunch of new moon, past new moon workshops and things like that. And so, with all of these things that I'm offering, that other people are offering, when you know, oh, the moon is moving through Leo, for example, if you're Jane, you know the moon is highlighting the Leo part of your chart, which is the 10th house, which is career and public appearance. So this is just such a great guideline to see like, oh, this is the areas of life that things are being lit up for me right now. And once you start working with this, you get such a deep understanding of yourself, why you feel certain ways, and you can start to really work with this energy in a very, very, very powerful way. So that's how you find your chart. Take a screenshot of it, share it, save it, so you can come back to this over and over and over again. I hope that was really helpful. There is a beautiful world out there with astrology. There are so many gifts. It's been an absolute game changer for me personally. Self, like that authentic self that I was talking about at the start, is this level of confidence and self expression and self love and acceptance that it just gave me like a whole new level of all of those things, which weaves into every single area of my life. I've also managed, and many of my clients manage to, when they understand certain keys and certain planets and certain areas of their life and how they work, to really harness those areas in a much better way, like career, relationships, all of these things. Your astrology chart can just give you so many keys and codes to this. So enjoy the workbook, reach out, feel free to share your chart with me. Would love to hear how you're going with it. You can probably hit me up on Instagram, is probably the easiest place. And enjoy your astrological journey.